Alright folks, welcome to this exciting video. In this episode I've come to look at a bit of Angus railway history folks, and we're up near Kirriemuir, the little Angus town, and this rail area that we've come to look at is the old Kirriemuir railway junction, which is between Forfar and Kirriemuir. And yeah, the main Forfar line continued on to other parts of Angus, but the Kirriemuir branch went off to the right hand side. I was here last year or a couple of years ago with AKR, but I thought I'll come back for a new adventure. Since I got this new camera, it's cool exploring these places again and getting to see them clearer. Everything's more vivid folks, and yeah, we're along on this adventure. At one time you can imagine the trains hurtling along here, but actually they would have been lower down because this bit of land here has been filled in. At one time it was dug out about 15 foot deep and the trains went along the hollow. You would have seen the steam billowing out from all around. Anyway folks, I'll update you once I get further up here. I think nowadays the farmer just uses this area here for like storage. So because it is the tail end of summer and everything's so overgrown, I've taken an alternative route here, just over the edge of the stubble. I would never be walking through here if these crops were growing, because we're not about that on this channel folks. We didn't damage anyone's property when we're exploring. It's just cool to document the history, and keeps the history alive for the next generation. Again, all this Victorian engineering, and think about the amount of work. You can see the hollow here where the old rail line came up, and all that had been dug out at one time. And also now I can see where the rail line used to lead on up to Kirriemuir. And then there's a little bridge. There's another main road goes along there with a little bridge. So yeah, see the amount of bridges they built. Like at that time, every little road had its own bridge. Each one of them's an impressive stone structure. Each bridge is its own little historical like piece on its own. So look at that folks, there's one of the old bridges, and I think there used to be like a signal box little building over there at the far side. It's not actually going to be easy to get down here just now with all this willow herb. This time of year folks, it's really difficult sometimes to explore some of the coolest places. And like look at this, it's just like an absolute jungle. Yeah, let's see what we can see. This fence here to my left is made with railway sleepers, and look how many of them there is. It's just incredible. This whole area here, it's like railway history. Even that fence, again, at one time that would have been the siding of the rail. You can just imagine the old trains hurtling up and down. And wow. Again, at one time those sleepers would have been actually the rail itself probably. Look at this folks, we'll go through this little gap in the fence here. Whoa. Pheasant flying out there. Yes, I'm happy to see that it's not so overgrown at this point. This is super cool. Whoa, I'm just climbing through these bushes. Real adventures folks, we're exploring some cool history right here. And this is us coming down onto what used to be the rail track. And you can see here how it would have come up here, and this is the point it would have split. This mound would have been the little centre platform, which at one time on the old pictures, I'll try and include some old pictures here if I can get them. But yeah, there used to be a little square building in the middle there, which I'm not sure what all the buildings were for, but there was probably a little room where there was like a ticket master or like maybe a controller of the Kirriemuir junction. I don't even know how it all worked back then folks, but Yeah, check this out, the stone wall all the way up the side of this rail. You can see it just gets deeper and deeper as the land changes, the rail stays kind of level. But now obviously to reclaim the land, they've backfilled the far side of that bridge. But look at this, you can still see the remains of the old platform edge in the middle. It's crazy how nature just takes over, and can maybe one day every railway platform and station will look like this. Nature will just take back over everything. Again, at one time this would have been a hustle and bustling, busy little junction here, with trains probably coming multiple times a day past. See, like this area here might have been where the little building was in the middle. I can see there is still a cement building there, and that was there also in the original photographs. Yeah, there's no remains of some of these old buildings. Back at the end of the railway era, a lot of that stuff just got like knocked down, or sometimes stones and stuff got reused for other projects and buildings. And sometimes as well it was like made out of wood, and it's all just rotted away. Look at that, folks, that's just an incredible abandoned image right there. It's just something else when you come to a spot like this. Wow, the way it's overgrown at this time of year, it's just incredible. It's cool the way they've made all this day with the different cement sections. Whoa. Here we are, folks, we're in it. It's quite a big room. Apparently, like these little side buildings on the rails was for the people who were like maintaining the railway and that. But yeah, you can almost like imagine it being like a little waiting room or whatever of its era. Yeah, you can see there's a square hole in the roof. I wonder if there's been like a stove or something in here at one time. There's no remains of anything in here at all. Somebody's been in here tagging up. Dundee United FC, folks. Probably some local back. It could have been any era. That could have been there since the 70s or any time. Yeah, there's been some sections busted out. There's been stamps in the original cement castings when they poured them. Wow. This is a cool little building just in the middle of this absolute railway wilderness, folks. Yeah, look at these bits. I'm not sure if there's been other stuff maybe like laid in here over time. Maybe stuff when they were clearing the platforms and that and getting rid of stuff. This could have been anything in its era. Oh, look at this, folks, real history right here. Here's the old window. Look at this, this is the sort of stuff, it's cool to document this, because it's obviously getting lost to nature, like I say. Look at this. Okay, look at the details on it, folks. It's so cool. The old window mechanisms and the little window latch. That probably will be the original window here. An old Scottish platform window, folks, right here. That's some real history documented. That was probably in this frame at one time. Like, you can see how worn it is from people's boots kicking it as they went in and out of the door. So that shows you how used this was. It was a bustling building. Whoa, look at these spider webs. I've just stood up in them. Don't know if that comes out on the camera. That's so cool. Look at that for an abandoned scene, folks. It's like, it's taken so long for that tree to grow there. It shows how long it's been abandoned. Maybe at one time these walls were actually lined with wood or plaster insulation. But yeah, It looks so cool from so many different angles. It's like most of the buildings are obviously gone on this site, but it's pretty cool that this one still stands here. This must have been used for somebody's little hut at one time. Maybe the local farmer or whatever. Look at that, there's been like something mounted right there, so that might have had a frame with like a roof. Look at that, folks, there's remains of an old wasp bike in the corner. Tiny little wasp bike there. At one time there was probably a door in this frame as well. Oh look, here's more remains, folks. I was waiting to go out the door and keep noticing more history. Look, there's a bit of wood here on the wall. It's unusual, looks like there's a bit cut out of it. I don't know if that's of the era from when this building was like in its prime, or who knows, folks. Anyway, let's head on out of here. So cool to document stuff like that, and like real Angus history. Kirriemuir railway junction, folks. And a building like that, look at the character of it. Again, you think, oh, there's no abandoned stuff around here, and then boom, there's a building like that just hidden in the countryside here. British railway history. When Britain was kind of on top of the world with the Industrial Revolution, now all that stuff's just like gone. It's forgotten. Yeah, so let's head on round here and see if there's anything else cool. Like, I think it was quite overgrown the last time I was at this spot too, but you can see why. It's just wild Scottish countryside, and like, see how this road just keeps on going and going, because this is actually like obviously the old railway line. I think this railway line went right along to like Glams, places like that, all the way along probably eventually to Perthshire and onwards. I'm just going to walk up this area a little bit though and just take it all in. Just imagine how it was back in the Victorian era when it was a thriving industrial area. Yes, folks, I was just going into this middle little section here for a quick look, just to make sure we're not missing any history. But yeah, it looks to me like most of our features here are gone from the railway era. This is crazy, folks. This is like a lot of the long grass and the weeds and stuff starting to die back now, so it is getting better for exploring, but still. Oh, there's a deer right there. Oh no, I've probably come a poor route here. I was trying to get back over to the Kirriemuir railway, folks, which is just here. Look at this, folks, I found something. Is this a bit of railway history? Oh no, it's literally just a bit of wood. I thought it was a piece of metal there on the forest floor. Whoa, I'm fairly just in thistles. I've just been stung by thistles, folks. This is, look at me going through these nettles. This is real adventures that you don't want to be walking through. That's absolute torture. Whoa. So many spiders and beasties in this grass. It's just torture, folks. But I'm just pushing through, exploring history. Real adventures, like I say. It's crazy. So this is us right now standing on the Kirriemuir rail line, folks, from a bygone era. And there is actually quite a crazy, like, sad story to do with this rail line. It was actually a bad accident which took place. It was like one dark, foggy night, and well, the reason that it crashed is because the train used to have to go head first up to Kirrie, because it was a single line. So the train used to go up, load up, and then basically reverse back down to either here or Forfar, and then again it would get turned around. But one time when it was reversing down at one of the old crossings up there, there was a boy with a car broken down on the line. The train didn't see him because obviously it's still facing towards Kirrie. Reversed right in, boom, derailed, killed multiple people. And it's like, it's a bit of Angus history that hardly anyone knows about from the steam train era. It's not that long ago, 1800s, kind of serious railroad accident here on this line. Yeah. And back then, the boy was probably turning the handle at the front of his car trying to get it fired up, and before he knew it, the train was just coming, boom. And yeah, it's a shame, like I say, it was a serious derailment. But yeah, now I'm at this side of the platform on the Kirrie line. Like, you can see how they've built the bricks up along the edge here. It's all like red sandstone. And probably they had like a hardcore gravel type of stuff along the base of here at one time with the rail on top of it. Just like a modern railway, really. And then I'm sure there was a signal box kind of building just to the right hand side where the bridge is up there. So it's real history, folks, once again documented on the channel. That is literally willow herb up there higher than my head. So I can't walk up there and explore today, but it's been cool to have a look at what we have looked at. Yeah, it's cool that they've left this how it was in a way. Obviously the buildings is gone and nature's taken over, but it would be a shame if it got filled in like the other bit, because this bit here has got a real like historical value, and it's so cool just to explore it and document it for the world, folks. Whoa, this is a crazy jungle-like area that we've explored today, like. But that's what it's all about, folks. The adventure is real on this channel. I love these old like railway sleepers as the fence though. Like, it shows you how much spare railway sleepers they had, because each one of them is just side to side for like a mile or 2 miles up the side of this field. Maybe one day, once the sort of colder weather comes and the grass dies back a bit, we should go for a walk further up the line and see if there's any more like railway history on the way to Kirrie. Right, folks, that's me just about back at my car now. This is the main road which goes for like Pad and Aram over to where McDonald's is at Forfar, and people drive over this little bridge all the time, no realising it's over the top of the old Victorian railway, folks. Cool bit of ancient history. Anyway, I'll end this video here. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode very soon.